Get ready for fireworks. The first AP Top 25 poll of the 2025 college football season is about to drop, and it's stirring up every fan's favorite debate. Who really deserves the top spot? With the official preseason rankings set for Monday, the anticipation is sky high. But here's where it gets complicated and exciting. Before the Associated Press reveals its choices, insiders at On3 have released their own bold predictions, mapping out which programs they believe will make this year's opening top 25 cut. Their process combines recent team performance, returning talent, strength of schedule, and a keen eye for breakout players. Let's walk through their projections, which include the full lineup of 25 teams most likely to earn an early season ranking. And this is the part most fans overlook. These polls don't just reflect last year's records. They're loaded with speculation, hype, and more than a pinch of controversy. So who does On3 foresee sitting on top of college football's mountain as the season begins? 1. Texas Longhorns. Imagine the pressure and the promise of leading a college football giant. Arch Manning, easily one of the most anticipated quarterbacks in years, is finally taking command in Austin after 2 years of biding his time. With offensive threats like running back Quintravian Wisner, breakout receiver Ryan Wingo, and incoming five-star sensation Khalil Lockett, Texas looks stacked. But don't get too comfortable, Longhorns fans. Their brutal opener against Ohio State is an immediate test of these lofty expectations. 2. Penn State Nittany Lions. Penn State is another program brimming with hope. Quarterback Drew Allar returns with greater confidence after a season of growing pains and progress. Many analysts think this could be the most complete roster in the country, though questions remain about whether the receiving corps can deliver at a championship level. Could this be the year Penn State finally breaks through to college football's elite? 3. Georgia Bulldogs. The Dogs face a tough transition. With quarterback Carson Beck now in Miami, the baton goes to Gunnar Stockton, who proved his mettle in the playoffs last year. Head coach Kirby Smart's relentless recruiting always keeps Georgia in the top tier. The big question, can they survive a murderer's row schedule featuring Alabama, Texas, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Florida? 4. Ohio State Buckeyes. The Buckeyes quarterback competition is still playing out, creating uncertainty about who will guide them into their pivotal opener versus Texas. Whoever steps up inherits a dream arsenal. Jeremiah Smith, lauded as possibly the nation's most dynamic skill player, alongside top-tier teammates. Defensively, Ohio State's depth shines again, led by playmaker Caleb Downs. Here's a break. They dodge Oregon on this year's schedule, maybe giving them a crucial edge. 5. Clemson Tigers. Here we see a recurring preseason theme. Veteran quarterbacks returning with unfinished business. Cade Klubnik, now more poised than ever, leads Clemson into a season where their defensive line could rival any group in the country. But Clemson's first game is a doozy, hosting a loaded LSU squad. Expect answers and perhaps new questions right out of the gate. 6. Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Running back Jeremiah Love gives the Irish an offensive cornerstone, critical as they search for a new quarterback after Riley Leonard's departure. But watch out for Notre Dame's gauntlet of opponents. Visits to Miami and Arkansas, plus home battles with Texas A&M and USC promise a challenging path. 7. Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama fans are bracing for change. After Jalen Milroe's departure, 20 rushing TDs last season, Kalen DeBoer's vision for the Tide might finally take shape. The roster's deep, but can anyone fill Milroe's shoes? With away games at Georgia and South Carolina, plus a big one against LSU at home, the new-look Tide will face immediate scrutiny. 8. Oregon Ducks. The Ducks say goodbye to star QB Dillon Gabriel, handing the job to highly rated Dante Moore. The good news? Their schedule does them favors. No dates with either Ohio State or Michigan this season, with a tough tilt at Penn State as the major test. Otherwise, Oregon will likely be favored every week. Is this the easiest route to the playoffs among the contenders? 9. LSU Tigers. LSU's hopes ride on the arm and will of Heisman-caliber quarterback Garrett Nussmeier. Coach Brian Kelly's reputation rests on lifting the Tigers out of their recent, good but not great, rut. Their opener with Clemson promises to reveal strengths and weaknesses fast. Could an early loss shake their confidence, or will it fire them up for a season of dominance? 10. Miami Hurricanes. With Cam Ward off to the pros, new QB Carson Beck inherits a program showing steady improvement under coach Mario Cristobal. Beck's recovery from a major injury adds suspense, but his talent is undeniable. The Hurricanes' biggest challenge? Avoiding the self-inflicted mistakes that derailed them last year. Is this finally Miami's return to high-level relevance? Projected remainder of the AP Top 25. 11. Illinois Fighting Illini. 12. Arizona State Sun Devils. 13. Michigan Wolverines. 14. South Carolina Gamecocks. 15. Kansas State Wildcats. 16. Florida Gators. 17. SMU Mustangs. 18. Ole Miss Rebels. 19. Tennessee Volunteers. 20. Oklahoma Sooners. 21. Texas Tech Red Raiders. 22. Texas A&M Aggies. 23. Indiana Hoosiers. 24. Iowa State Cyclones. 25. Louisville Cardinals. Now here's what makes it all so controversial. With so many new faces at quarterback, returning talent, and unforgiving schedules, are these rankings a fair reflection of each team's true strength, or more of a popularity contest fueled by hype? Should teams with the toughest schedules be rewarded, or does proven talent carry more weight? And which program do you think is most overrated, or maybe most overlooked in these early projections? Sound off in the comments. Who deserves number 1? What was the biggest surprise or snub? Let's have the debate.